If you've ever dealt with an entitled HOA busybody, you'll understand exactly how my neighbor Karen turned my peaceful yard into a petty battlefield until I decided to end her little game for good. It started when the HOA voted for everyone to keep their lawns lush and green during a brutal drought last summer. Ironically, they also slapped strict limits on personal water usage. We were only allowed to run our sprinklers twice a week. I stuck to the rules, but Karen? She decided her prized roses were above any silly drought restrictions. Instead of paying extra for her own water, she discovered my unlocked backyard gate and my garden hose, which runs off my private well. I'd saved up to drill that well specifically so I wouldn't pay sky-high city fees just to water a few tomato plants. One morning, I noticed my hose stretched over the fence, coiled neatly on her side. Figured it was a one-time favor. Maybe she needed to rinse something off. But then it kept happening. Every week I'd find my hose dragged across the yard, hooked up to her sprinklers or filling her decorative fountain. I confronted her. She gave me her classic, smug smile. We're all neighbors here. Sharing is caring, right? I locked up my hose reel. She snipped the lock. I replaced it with a sturdier one. She found a way around it. Called the HOA president. She is the HOA president. Filed a complaint. She lost the paperwork. I was done playing nice. Time for a little backyard engineering. Next to my well, I have an old above-ground septic tank I'd planned to remove when I updated my system. Still half full, still connected, and very useful for what I had in mind. I bought a Y-valve splitter for my spigot, ran one line to my normal hose, and rigged the other line to the tank. A little hidden lever behind the bushes let me switch the flow, fresh well water or murky tank juice. Then I waited. Sure enough, a few mornings later, I heard her fence gate creak open while I sipped my coffee on the porch. Karen tiptoed in, unhooked my locked reel, and ran the hose across her lawn like she owned it. The moment she turned on her sprinklers, I flipped the lever to tank. I wish I could bottle the shriek I heard 30 seconds later when she smelled what was spraying all over her rose beds. By the time I walked over, her lawn was a swamp of septic runoff. Not dangerous, but definitely disgusting. She screamed that I'd poisoned her property. I calmly reminded her that trespassing and theft don't exactly give her grounds to complain. And oh, by the way, I'd installed a trail cam that caught her every move for weeks. Karen threatened to fine me through the HOA. I threatened her with a trespassing report and a nice visit from the county's health department. When she realized the neighbors were watching, and mostly laughing, she stomped back inside, tracking that lovely sewage smell across her fancy porch. These days, my gate's got a camera, a fresh lock, and a motion sensor light. Karen's roses? Let's just say they're not exactly lush and green anymore. And neither is her attitude. If you ever have a Karen who thinks your hose is her personal tap, remember, sometimes you just have to give them a taste or a whiff of their own medicine.